ParaPass is Para's new streamlined onboarding tool, helping you earn more by unlocking new, long-term work opportunities in your area, and offering you a simplified and fast-track sign-up and onboarding process. With ParaPass, you get exclusive access to local opportunities. Para drivers are the first to be notified of new partner onboarding opportunities in their area. These gigs range from long-term full-time opportunities to extra work you can use to fill in downtime between your main platform work peak hours. You'll also get one-click simplified sign-up process. Sign up for multiple gigs at once. Once you've created your Para profile, you can use this to easily sign up for partner gigs without entering your information over and over again. ParaPass opportunities come with expedited onboarding. With ParaPass, you skip the line and just complete the onboarding essentials. A fast-tracked onboarding means you can start earning even sooner. Finally, you can manage all of your work in one place. When you complete your Para profile and onboard with ParaPass, you'll have early access to Para's new app integrations, meaning you not only have more work, you can manage it all in one place. To qualify for ParaPass and unlock these exciting opportunities, simply complete your Para profile. Once everything is verified, you're given the master key. We'll be sending you local opportunities so you can sign up right away. It's that easy. So complete your profile today.
Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? Hey, before I get started here, real quick, I didn't do it yet because I wanted to address it. Derek, I am going to when you leave a comment in a video, no worries. But in the live streams, I'm going to remove the Dear Curry comment because if I allow that, 100,000 people will do that. So I just took it out. Don't be offended. In the live streams, that's probably not the right place for it. And I don't want to start a trend, obviously. I think you can get that. But after the fact video, like you've already done, please go ahead. But hey, what's up, everybody? Let me get to my notes here. And I'll say hello. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Last Mile. This is a 1 hour weekly live. I know that last week we went a little over, and when I had Gig Geezer on last time, we went like 7 minutes over. Try and not go over because of Money Hungry with Kim and Zach. I try and buckle this right up to theirs. So when this ends, go over and check them out. Give them a like. Even if you're on the road and you don't have time to watch or listen or anything, when this ends, at least go over there and give them a like. You know, help them bump up the algorithm a little bit. But anyway, guys, this week we will be discussing long haul orders, off-brand apps that that maybe you guys should start knowing about. And as always, please ask all questions in the chat, because even if I don't have the answer today, I will get it by next week. You guys know that I'm in touch with the Curri team. I am more in touch with more of them even now. Some things changed. A really good situation happened yesterday. And if you were watching the live stream, you might have caught it. You might have missed it because it was very faint. But something happened. If we have time, I'll share it today. Otherwise, I'll tell you at the end of the stream. And it was in yesterday's live stream. You can go watch it. And it happens about 10 minutes in. But anyway, one last thing before I start tonight. Tonight, usually I work on Wednesdays. I do Last Mile and then hang out with my son, cook dinner, whatever around the house. But tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, we are doing another one of the specials that we did in March, special live stream where we did branding yourself. And if you guys didn't see that, it was Welty, me, and Tremaine Hayho, all different backgrounds, right? All different ages. We're going to be doing 3 more of those before the end of the year. One of them's tonight. The next one, they're all on Wednesdays and all at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. So the first one is tonight. Next one is November 18th. And the last one is like December 15th or something. They're all Wednesdays and they all like aren't in the holidays and whatnot. But tonight's is balancing life and work, and there's a little more to it too. But we'll see where that conversation goes. These are slated to be our streams, but we encourage all of you to bring questions, comments, concerns, your stories, your goals. We want to read them. We want to see what everybody else is coming up with in here, and you can just go with the flow as we move and keep the chat going. By the way, it will be simultaneously streamed on all of our channels. And if you're not familiar, in the StreamYard panel, we will see all of the comments. So we will be able to see all the comments from all of the streams. But, since we all kind of are different niches a little bit, I mean, Tremaine, a lot different, but still in our posse kind of thing. But, there might be people in there who ask questions that I want to answer, or that Tremaine wants to answer one out of Welty's or whatnot. So this is going to be different for us. We're really hoping on a good thing tonight. So check it out. Don't miss it. One thing I want you guys to look at. So Cheyenne, if you guys aren't familiar with Cheyenne is the new person on the round table. She lives in Montreal, Quebec, and does gig work. She is awesome. And actually, I'm about to say hi to the chat, but I just saw that our new 5th member of the round table just joined us. What's up, Tony, the Driven Dad? He begins this week with us. So you guys, basically, here's how it is. Gary needs to get a house. He'll be back on when after he's settled. It's going to be, he's looking at closing in early November. It's going to be like, December-ish before really he's back in business with this kind of stuff. But Hannibal has a lot on his plate, so he has open invitation to join anytime he wants. But for the next several weeks, who you'll see on the roundtable are me, Kim, Dash Theory John, and you will see Cheyenne, and now you will see the Driven Dad. So we're gonna, and it never hurts to shake it up a bit anyway. But that's gonna be our panel, and then we might have guests and whatnot. But yeah, and then so speaking of Cheyenne, last night she did a live stream on her channel Q&A, and she was looking for different ways to earn, maybe not even apps. And I didn't know. I always get intrigued by Canada. So I didn't know. And I was like, I didn't even know if they had it, or if it's like not something you can become, but more like something that's in legal offices only. I said, can you become a notary public? And she was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I was typing a few things out in the comments, and she's like, oh, that sounds really interesting. She actually texted me today and said, here's what it takes to be a notary public here. And so the very first thing that it said was you have to be a lawyer or a paralegal, period, in Canada. And you have to have I didn't read it that you have to graduate, but you have to have 2 years of law school. But I wanted to bring that up to you guys too. Are you guys aware that, like, we follow trends and stuff, pair and all that, but on my own, I follow some trends. After the pandemic, it never really came back. Are you guys aware that you can become a notary public in like 3-day class? That's all it takes, and then you get certified and you are a notary public. Notary publics are, if you're not familiar, that's, certifying documents, signatures, lease or mortgages, legal documents. And if you're thinking, well, legal documents, they'd have a notary in the office. Yes. However, it is told to everybody to never use a notary in your office. It can cause confusion. It can cause problems if everything goes to court. So really, the best option for a notary is to use an independent source notary. And yes, you can go to UPS if you need one signature done. And sometimes they have a notary on duty. Sometimes they don't, or one of those kind of places. But to be a true licensed notary, you might go through like a house closing, and it actually pays really well. But since the pandemic, we are at about 60% of the notaries that we had before the pandemic. And it's not that that's all that's needed. We still need to get back to 100%. And there's a big gap there to be filled, and it pays really good. So before we even jump in, I'm just going to say, check into it if you want. If we're all looking for different ways to earn, check into Notary. It's a 3-day class, and you can get paid a lot of money. That said, let's go, I guess. Let me say hi to the chat here real quick. So what's up, Bud Soda? What's up, Derek? Derek, sorry I had to pull that down. I really, I hope you understand, because if people find this and they see that, they'll almost probably just copy yours and paste it too. So I don't want this to be becoming the live chat that's like people just trying to get on the platform. And it's kind of out of respect for you too, because I am trying to get you on, bro. So, and you know that. So I really don't want any more people asking me. I've been asked by a lot, but I'm trying to help everybody I can. But it's just, then they keep asking, and I can only do what I can do. Really, all I can do is check and sometimes nudge. But I hope you understand. Because I appreciate you in every way. And what's up, Gigan? How you doing? Tremaine, hey ho, what's up? We were just talking about you. I saw you were in here, but tonight's gonna be fun. Looking forward to it. Driving with Chris. How are you doing, Chris? Bud Soda, come to Jersey. You will hate roadie. Yeah, I think Chris, Bud Soda has a different. Bud Soda is the epitome of what a different market can be. When we talk market to market, it's night and day. You know, cost of living's different. He's got a major. Is it Air Force? Or, you know, he's got he's got that up there. It's a smaller market, so literally some of the apps just operate so much different. Cost of living's different. The way he can move about town is different. And so, is Rhodey dead everywhere? Probably not. But even Bud Soda admits it's not the best thing. You got to be picky on it. My question is that, like, in some markets, in my market, Rhodey sucks. And we'll talk a little bit about Rhodey tonight. Chris, I think they do pay tolls. The thing that they don't do is reimburse you for tolls. So the price you see, if you look at the offer on Roadie, it'll say toll road. So in that offer is them counting toll roads. So you're seeing a bad offer and you're like, and they don't pay tolls? No, they're paying the tolls in that bad offer. So thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. Thank you. I see the order being paid less now. Talking about Roadie? I see it too. No, not right at all. Actually, like, Curry's been blowing up again. So I mean, it again, guys. I mean, like, I know it sounds like a broken record, but we have to talk about it. Market to market, market to market's big. It just matters a lot. But if you're in a tough market, Chris, because you're in New York. Like, Kim's in New Jersey. She's not even in New York. And and she's new to Curry. All the Curry orders she's seeing are going into New York. And she's like, I don't want any of those. The nightmare time. And so that seems to be an extremely difficult, even for Curry, to work, because it's the customer's parameters they set and then how much they want to pay. And then Curry has a deal on, well, we move it up in increments of this much. Where would you want it to end? So if they're like, hey, we want to pay 50, but we'll pay top out 80, then Curry will increment that. And like, sometimes they'll just go from 50 to 70, or to 60 to 70 to 80 in 5 minutes, because they know that 50 is a joke. So that's why, if it's really a bad offer, never jump on it, people. But Chris, I think New York's just a very difficult market for a lot of things. But I think if you were to, maybe start just banging away at whatever, I don't know what your driver score either is, but that does matter. And we're going to get to something on that too, that I think you guys are really going to like. Yes, tonight will be special. Looking forward to it. Tony, what's up? The Driven Beard. Hey, Brian, what's going on, dude? How you doing? Hey, Welty. Steve, don't lose your voice on this. I'll take some honey and drink a ton of water before we go live. And then I'll just count on you guys to talk. What's up, Welty? And let me see. Show my last mile. Yeah, I don't have it queued up, but so I'm not gonna. I get prepared for this show. I've got everything queued. Sorry, I just didn't get to that. Plus, I'm not doing out of market ones today. So Traveler, what's up, Traveler? I think I still got to reply back to you. I did see that you emailed me back, so thank you for doing that. Water, Steve. I know, man, Bud Soda, you have no idea. I drink so much. When you live in Colorado, I mean, we're at 5,200 feet here in Denver, 5,280 to be exact. So that's why we're the Mile High City, because we're a mile above sea level, even here at Denver. And then when I go up into the mountains, I'm at 11 to 14,000. So with the stuff I do, but even at the 58 or the 5280 here in Denver, you got to drink way more water than you do everywhere else. I mean, everybody should be drinking water anyway, but we have to drink tons. So I've been trying. Oh, Army base. Okay. Okay. In New Jersey with Kim, the only thing Kim is down the south. Oh, I'm in New Jersey with Kim. I see. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you're near Kim's market too? Okay. I don't know why I thought you were in New York. Yeah. Okay. So you know what? Kim actually, I introduced Kim when she was out here for the town hall to Alice from Curri. And so actually, Kim, after onboarding, got in touch with Alice and said, I want to do some of these, but all I'm seeing is going into the city. And Alice was saying that they're trying to figure out a way because this isn't an option for almost anybody anywhere else, and it isn't unless you're on like the carrier side where you do bidding. But on the driver side where there offers, there isn't any kind of filters or whatever. But they're trying to figure out something for Connecticut, um, Massachusetts, all the states that surround New York City, to be able to opt out of going into the city so that you don't even see them. But at the same time, they said they also haven't built out much of a Jersey market other than these trips that do go into the city. But they are working on it, and there are things coming. A lot of things coming, guys. In fact, we're going to talk about some, but I can't talk about some of them. You got a 4.5. Okay. And so every five, and if you aren't familiar with the ratings, you guys, 4.5, that's out of 5. So Chris he's pretty good, but it also is the last 5 deliveries you've made. So if Chris had like a 1-star and then did 4 5-star deliveries, that next delivery is a 5-star would mean he'd be back at a 5-star and the one would be negated. So, I did not hear about the train bridge collapse. No. Whose extended family to what? Your extended family? Okay, I hope. Okay, I must have missed something. But anyway, guys, so let's move into the some of the Curri things that are going on here. So I talked to Jesse today, and I wanted to make sure what I can and can't cover. And there's some things that I can't talk about yet. Every one of the things that we talked about today. Sometimes when I talk to Jesse, Alice, Savak, or any of the other team members, it's about things that they're going to be talking about at board meetings. These are things that have already been solidified, and they are being built into the system right now. They're done, but there's like a couple of them I can't talk about, even though they are done. Like I'm on a beta for one. I'm one of like 40 people that's on a beta for one of them, and I haven't even had a chance to test it yet because something has to go wrong. So, but he doesn't want me mentioning a few things. So I always check with him before last mile. But so what I can say is, okay, are we all familiar with, I'm going to move over to some images here. Are we all familiar with, if you are on Curri, and then we're going to get into Roadie a bit and other things, guys. So if you're thinking, oh, this is just advanced Curri stuff, no, we got other things going on too. But have you guys seen this before when you get in there? Self unassigning causes delays, violations will be issued, blah, blah, blah. And then you got to hit OK at the bottom to be able to get in and be active to even do one of your things. It's not like a TOS agreement before you go. It's just saying, hey, be careful, don't self unassign. So there's a few things about unassigning that I want to address because I don't want to see anybody get in trouble. So self unassigning is taking an order, and then let's say you get a catering order undelivered or something, and you decide, wait, I want to do that instead. To go into the Curri app and say, never mind, I don't want that. Because people pay a lot of money for Curri, self unassigning is like your death warrant. Now, Jesse said, no, you do get 2 strikes, anything, before we really would deactivate you. However, I've always told you, and I will keep telling you this. Don't self unassign even once. I think it hurts you even more than he knows. I've been with Curri longer than him. So now I know he knows a lot, but I just think it hurts you. Don't do it. However, sometimes they will reassign when you're en route to pick up. It's not a ton, but it happens. And I know people it's happened to recently, and that's why I want to talk about this. Don't self unassign and take a better offer. If you decide I'm going to do that Curri, follow through and do it. Treat this app a little different. You can't get to the restaurant and you got to wait 10 minutes so you unassign it or you drop it. I mean, Curri's different. Don't do that. Look at the order, make sure you want it. If you do, bet it or take it. They pay good, but if you see something that pays better, live and learn, because you took that, take it. Some people were trying a trick that has really ticked off Curri of, okay, well, I just won't self unassign, because what happens if you don't go in and say, hey, I don't want this anymore? What happens if you just don't move towards the target? Well, they will unassign you from it and reassign somebody else, meaning that will now be late. And that used to just be because they sometimes were unassigning for other reasons too. They used to just let that slide. In about 2 weeks, if you decide, oh, I don't want to self unassign, but I don't want to do it, so I'm going to let them unassign me, I just won't go do it, you will get a strike. Now, on the polar opposite side of that, they, at the same time this launches in beginning of November, they also will not be penalizing, or they won't be unassigning you from orders if you're on the way. Jesse recognizes that that's just BS. If you've accepted it, if you're moving towards it, there should never be, well, there's a closer vehicle, he's going to hit some traffic. None of that. If you left on time, and always remember to go into the Curri app, hit go in and start the I'm starting now. Do that. Don't just go, oh, I know the address I'm going to, type it in your thing and go. Make sure you hit that you're starting, so that they are aware and flagged that you're moving. And then you won't be unassigned, because I know people who get places and then are like, dude, I got there and I was unassigned. This is BS. And I get $20. Okay, well, that's going to go away. The other metric that I had a major talk with him about was driver score. And I said to him, I now know drivers, I talked to a lot of them, I email with them, who, let's say that Sherman Williams has, like the one by Tony's in the chat. The one by Tony has 10 to 20 scheduled deliveries a day on the weekdays, somewhere in that range for the following day. So let's say that you schedule one, that you're going to do it at 7, and you don't show up there at 7. Now, Sherman Williams, that's why another reason I'm talking about them, because they need things done on time. So if you don't show up, they're going to say to Curri, he didn't show. Curri needs to find a new driver, all this. So if you take it and and you don't show, that's not good. So if like you're like, but they unassigned me, it's probably because they ran the timing and you were going to be late. So even on your GPS, you probably saw, if it says it was a 7 a.m. scheduled and your GPS says 7:06 arrival, they might not, but realize that it's 7:01. They can say he didn't show. This is the customer. And in Sherman Williams' case, most often they do. They're not going to wait. They're very on top of their logistics. So if you're not there at 7:01, they're going to say you didn't show. So don't think that it's, what's a big deal about 5 minutes late? It is, and you might lose it. But here's the thing about the driver score. So I told him, I said, look, self-unassigned should not happen. I said, you guys shouldn't be reassigning people who already have it. And I get why you'd penalize people who aren't going to self-unassign, hoping that they just skirt with it. But I said, but what's the trade-off? Because here's a problem. If there's a bunch of 7 a.m. scheduled out of that Parker location, and let's say that 2 people don't show up for the 10 orders one morning, and then I see them or Tony sees them, most likely we might not recognize it right away, but most likely we saw that the night before and either didn't get it in time or we're like, I don't want that one. If we see that the next day, now I'm encountering drivers who are saying, well, I saw it the night before as scheduled. And so when I saw it at 7:45 saying go here, when all their schedules leave at 7, I knew, okay, somebody didn't show up to pick it up. So if I say, yes, I want this because the money's good, I will be dinged on my driver score for being late, because on time is a feature. Starting November 1, on time is being removed. Take that with a grain of salt, though, because once you pick up, they will, like, if it should be taking you 15 to 20 minutes with traffic to get from pickup to drop off, you should be doing it then. Don't take it as on time as you can pick it up and drop it off 3 hours later. Again, you still need to be as quick as you can with Curri within the legal bounds of driving. You need to be, that's why they're hot shots. It's very important you get it quick. So there will be a new method of penalizing. However, they are going to take that out of the driving metric, because I know drivers who are saying, oh, dude, I would totally do that too. But then I will get I showed up late and I'll lose a point on my driver score. And I get it. So I brought it up to Jesse and he was like, that's a very good point. He told me about some other integrations and he said, I don't even need to clear that. That will be integrated on November 1st as well. So to everybody who was part of that, I knew about it too. Thank you. All of us together talking about that got them to change it. So here we go. Okay. So has anybody ever run into the problem? And then we're gonna go through some offers. We're gonna play a game today. We're gonna see, would you take this or not, kind of thing. But has anybody ever dropped off, and when you drop off, you don't have a cell tower? This is a big deal, you guys. I've ran into it a handful of times, and I gotta say that, like, it sucks because you drop off, and it's in a pre-build and it's outside of Denver a bit, like Elizabeth, or I know some of you don't live here, but or some of the places that we might go that are out of town, literally, they don't have a cell tower yet for that area being built, or it's not close enough. I mean, they'll have something, but you're not even getting a single bar. And we all know that when it's even a 1 week bar, you can't really upload pictures and things. So when that happens, you're screwed a little, or in the past, you've been screwed because you're sitting here on your phone and you're like, okay, you need to take a picture of the drop off, where you put it. You need to take a picture of the documents, and then you're supposed to get a signature whenever you can. But so you can do all that, but when you hit complete delivery, if there's no cell, it doesn't complete. So then you get in your car and you drive until you have a cell, and you hit complete order with the pictures and everything loaded up. And what does it do? It says you're not close enough to the location to be complete with the job. So that is being removed with a new feature. I can't, and that's as much as I can tell you about it. So if that's been an issue for you, that will be going away. To me, that's huge. I love this. And it's going away in a really unique way, and I think it's super cool. It's not going to involve having the headache of dealing with people and whatnot. They've come up with a new thing, and I think by next week I'll be able to tell you guys the full details of it. Um, let's see. Oh, another question that you guys have been asking that I got answered today. Um, when you get to a location and you were not unassigned from the delivery, and like it's still in your batch, it's still in your app, it's your delivery. You walk in. This has been rare, but it happens. You walk in and they're like, I don't know, because again, remember the places don't understand our app, but it's like they're like, I don't know, somebody else just picked it up. That always blew my mind because I was like, wait, what? How would somebody else pick it up if it's assigned to you? They can't pick it up unless they can prove that they're there for that. And even if they did, wouldn't that pay you because you're assigned to that job? So what had been happening, I don't know if you guys remember 3 weeks ago or so, I put up a screenshot of a roadie offer that was offering a curry offer. Now, guess what, guys? This is going to blow your mind. Um, it's being taken care of. It will not need to go to court. But there was a strong threat made because Rhodey didn't have permission to do what they were doing. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to say anything wrong. But just so you know, it's it's another reason why I love Curri. They're not going to put up with this crap. So they're taking care of that. Basically, some of the Curri orders were being poached. Were they bots? I don't know. But after what I heard today, I'm extremely skeptical because that sounds like bot stuff, some kind of grabber. But usually it's grabbers and then reassignment to people on the Curri platform. This is somehow being grabbed, moved over to other platforms. And finally, they figured out what it was, and it's been ended. And actually, they've drafted legal letters too, so it's done. Um, there were people from a major company who were aware of this as well, which really gets my head spinning about, man, Instacart bots and all these things that I've always wondered, are they run by Instacart? Because what I just heard about this would lead me to believe that that has been right the whole time. So anyway, okay, let's go through some offers from this week real quick. Wait, let me see. I see some comments in here since I was in last. Um, the bridge collapsed on a truck. And this was what, Pueblo? That's where you're from too, right? Yeah. That sucks. A good catering order isn't an emergency. Well, if you're on a if that's the thing. If you're on a Curri, nothing other than a human life emergency should be taking precedence. I mean, no other app should be like, well, forget it, I'm dropping it. You can, but you'll probably be deactivated. So, look, Curri pays the best. Curri's upfront. They're transparent, and so the way they view it, I'm going to be honest. I agree with it wholeheartedly. If you take that offer, look, if it was DoorDash saying, hey, you'll be paid $2 or more, I don't know, and that you drop, that's different. But with Curri, you see all the details. Where are you picking up? What time? Where does it need to go? You do you figure it all out in your head if you want it. And then if you go, yep, I want that, and you hit it and you get it, it's yours. Do it. Don't treat it like the other apps unless you're just looking to get deactivated from it. But most people wait on the waiting list for Curri for a long time. So I would suggest don't do it. Just don't take the Curri order if you think better orders are going to come in. That's what I would say, because don't screw with the Curri thing. Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing? Yep. Same kind of thing, Bud Soda. So like Easy Cater, same thing with Paraworks, Easy Caters, and all the other ones we work with at Paraworks. Don't take those and then unassign. It's not DoorDash, guys. When we're working with these smaller companies, be a man of your word and finish it out. Do the job you committed to, because they pay better. And even if the one you're on is like, well, this Easy Cater didn't pay as well as the last one I did, it doesn't matter. Overall, they pay better and they treat you better and they're more transparent. So don't screw around with them. I think here's my point. We've all been taught horrible habits from these other companies. Like, let's look at DoorDash. DoorDash still, other apps do it too, but DoorDash puts an acceptance rate in the app that is costing us tons of money as drivers, because it's allowing legislation to get pushed harder onto the gig economy here very soon. I'm telling you, I've watched the legislation get revised, and I understand that some of the things they brought up, acceptance rate is something they bring up left and right. It's an argument that they're using in almost every state where legislation is coming, because they say, listen, acceptance rate is, that's not a thing with an independent contractor. There's no independent contractorship in the world where acceptance rate matters. It's not a thing. Like completion rate can be a thing. That can be a thing. So I know DoorDash is what they've moved it from. You have to keep a 90% completion rate or something. So out of every 100 DoorDashes you do, you can only drop 10. To me, that's still a lot. But to be honest, so that doesn't bother me as much. They can do what they want with completion rate. They could set it to 98 out of 100 if they wanted. Most people wouldn't like it, but they could. That's their right. Acceptance rate is not their right, and it's costing us, because it's going to cost us in legislation. And for whatever reason, they will not give up the fight on that one. If you do not show, yes and no. It depends on other factors. How long have you been with Curri? This, that, the other, on whether you'll be suspended. Also, it's not necessarily a fact that you'll be suspended. You could be terminated. They don't just suspend. Chris is right. A lot of times it's a suspension, but at the same time, don't count on that. I know for a fact with some people, no strikes, and they were pretty extreme scenarios. I've had the people email me and say, is there anything you can do to help me? So I've heard these scenarios. I know what they are. And I actually have taken them to Curri, even knowing, man, I know Curri's not going to be okay with that. I mean, they're the kind of situations I can read and go, man, that's pretty bad, and it's your fault, but just, again, guys, like Easy Cater, Curri, just, these aren't DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub. And look, those are tools we can use to earn, but they allow a lot of BS because they give a lot of BS on the apps that are transparent and good to us. Don't expect that BS is allowed, because it's not. Well, they're not messing around anymore, but they're also giving back to us too. Luckily, I have a lot of, oddly, I have a lot of say with the company, because they know I'm on the driver's side. And I talked to two people on the carrier side, one in Connecticut and one in California. So the three of us have a group email that we're always talking, because we're the three people they go to the most. Those other two are on the bidding side. One has a box truck, one has a Sprinter van, and then they have me. And so the three of us are always communicating about what's really going on. And they're giving a lot back to drivers. To be honest, Curri's not messing around. No, they're not messing around, but they're also cleaning things up to help us. I mean, to me, on time being removed from the driver score is awesome. So yeah, they're still going to track you once you get it and stuff, and make sure you're not driving all over and screwing around. And go, you're going 10 miles and you have breakfast in between or something. These are hotshot orders. They got to go. But, they're also giving back by removing that driver score. Like, even me, I've looked at things. Now I know that I do enough Curris where if I got dinged on my on time, I can just do 5 more, and then that one will get bumped. But there's just something in my head that always tells me, man, I'm not getting this. I won't get the best orders if I'm not at the best score I can be. So sometimes it would have to be so good at paying when I notice like Parker Sherman Williams at 8:30 a.m. They'll be stoked that I come down there and get it. And I could drive as fast as I could to the place to deliver it. I'm still going to be called late because the Curri system used to recognize that as still 7. And it's now going to show me as very late when really I wasn't the assigned person. So I used to even look, unless it was like mad money, I wasn't taking them. And I was telling him that. I'm like, there are ones I would take that I don't take because I'm like, I don't want my driver score screwed. So he gets that. He's happy. Um, so Steve, no, when I came to his channel, I wasn't seeing order. Second time, they removed my scheduled trip for the next day. Because you came here? I don't think that had anything to do with me. If I remember, Chris, I think you even told me that you overslept or something. You were late. And that's just, I mean, that's just you and I talking, but there would be, look, there would be no harm, no foul from talking in here. In fact, Curri appreciates the fact that we do talk in here. And hopefully that's what I'm saying. Hopefully I'm going to have enough time to show you guys this little video because I'm going to prove to you something on how much they, because yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. They do watch this. I don't know that they watch it live, but I know of 3 or 4 people who are very high up who every week try and watch this. And they also try and catch at least 1 or 2 of them try and catch the one live ride along that I do a week. Because I try and do the ride along on a Monday or a Tuesday because I know last mile's on Wednesday. I always try and do one ride along before in case I want to talk about something that happened on that ride along. Even though I do a couple Curris every day, I don't do ride alongs every day. So on the Monday or Tuesday that I do, I plan that in advance. And so they watch those too. But let's see. What about being early? Oh, no. You can be as early as you. I mean, sometimes if they're scheduled morning ones, the place won't be open. Sherman Williams, for example, like the one by Tony, it always says scheduled 7 a.m. And I believe that they open at 7 a.m. But their bay door, I've been down there, their bay doors are open at 6:15 a.m. And if you show up, there aren't other trucks there. Like I got there at 6:50 or whatever on Tuesday when I did the live stream, the ride along. And to be honest, I rolled up 10 minutes early. The bay doors were open. There was one other truck there when normally there's like 4 Sherman Williams and then a bunch of hotshot runners, and we're all getting jammed in there. There was nobody there, and I walked in. And yeah, I only doing order when I wake up and no won't oversleep. Well, yeah. I mean, if that's an issue, that yes, that can cause you problems on Curri. I think we just addressed that. That look, people are paying. Look, we get paid a lot better on Curri because people are paying a lot more because they need something right now. We've talked about this. When you're delivering paint, for example, when you're delivering 300 to 500 pounds of paint, and let's just imagine how many work. That's probably 3 to 4 painters waiting on you to get there. So any screwing around at all with that paint, yeah, nobody's liking you. The Sherman Williams doesn't like you. Curri doesn't like you. Nobody's liking you because they're like, dude, if you're an hour late, that's 4 people's pay for an hour where they can't do anything. Now, maybe they can help with other things, but they probably don't. I've seen these crews work. The painting crews come in. If they don't have their materials, they're not like saying, hey, can we help you out? They go have breakfast and come back. So it is that important that you're on time. Hi, Ivanaska. How are you? What about non-hot shots? I'm not really sure what that means. You mean like route driving? Because that's totally different. Not many people in here do that either. But hot shots are hot shots. Everything's a hot shot. My friend got screwed by the no cell tower issue yesterday. Okay. Yeah. So next week, Derek, just tell her there's a fix coming. That's awesome. That's awesome. Because I've had that happen to me too. And it actually has wasted some of my time because Curri has a couple times over the past year and a half. I've been 2.5 years, but the first year that I was on it, it was all call and immediately humans on the line. Now they have way too many markets. So they've had to switch 3 different times on who's dealing with their chats and their responses. And that's been a big issue. They finally got it down to there's 2 different teams now instead of just going with one. One is just general stuff. One is like an emergency one. And then there's going to be a way where you don't need any of them and it can still fix that situation. So, okay. Speaking of to the time factor, is there a allowance for stopping for gas or hitting the supercharger? Oh yeah, of course, dude. Of course. No. Yeah, dude. I mean, look, they're not like watching you to the T and going, look, he's taking this highway. He better be doing 65 miles an hour or else. It's not like that. There are people, I have to use Bud Soda as the example, but it's not bad, there are people who are trying Curri, who are new to Curri, and that's who I'm trying to get through to. So I'm kind of glad you made this comment, because if you take a Curri and you're running all your other apps and you're going from here to here in your city and it's 40 miles, do not think it's okay to multi-app and stack something in there. Do not think that. Do not think, hey, as I'm going, there's a DoorDash. I just got to exit, go pick it up, take it here. It's only going to take me about 25 minutes. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They don't care if you get gas. They don't care if you rest for a little bit on the side on a long haul. No. Even on the short hauls, dude, they're very forgiving. On time is let's just relate it to the schedules. The night before, when schedules come through, a Sherman-Williams scheduled for 7 a.m., you better be there at 6:55. And I'm not telling you to do this, but Ferguson Plumbing. Ferguson Plumbing, yeah, you should still be on time. Depends on the manager. But I had a 7 a.m. schedule or a 5:30 a.m. scheduled Ferguson Plumbing, and they open at 5:30. And the guy got there at 5:45 or something to open up. So was I late? No. And did I even have to make a call? No. I mean, the system's pretty robust, I got to tell you. Their system is it's very intuitive. They know what's going on. That happens to me in Castle Rock Pines. What, the drop zones? Yeah. Again, it's fixed. The fix is great. It's just being baited with like only 100 drivers. I am one. I do have it in mind. But I even said, can I show it to him? He said no. So next week, it should be, not only will I be able to show you and talk about it in more detail. I gave you a lot, by the way, though. But it should be in all of your apps, because they've baited it enough where they say we're going live with it, because it's been a big deal. Dude, people are freaking out about that. About what? Guys, just help me out when you put a question. Remember, I'm talking about other things, and I'm coming in to the chat. Make sure that I know what that question's related to, because I don't know, because that's from 5:40. That's like 10 minutes ago. There's a reason why they have LOP at 95. Okay, so that's a DoorDash thing. Grubhub doesn't. Oh, you're talking about, are they freaking out about completion rate? Dude, I'm sorry, man. That's called doing your job. I mean, I'm sorry. I actually, look, I don't agree with DoorDash on almost anything, but I'm also honest, man. And when I think that something isn't wrong, I'm going to let you know. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that completion rating 90, I think that they won't go above that. I mean, that's more than fair. That means 10% of what you're doing you can drop. If you did that on Curri, you'd be done tomorrow. So I'm fashionably late. Yeah, I'd watch it, man. It really depends on on which accounts it is. If it's Sherman-Williams, and it depends on the manager. If the manager knows the Curri system well, you can get really dinged for it. But what's up, Josh, by the way? They'll take orders from you at red lights and act like you manually unassigned. Well, I know you're not talking about Curri because you don't have it in your markets. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, what's up, Dave? By the way, Dave, I meant to call you, Dave. It's been crazy busy. I saw your email. At least I know you understand. I've been very busy. I got a thing tonight too, but I do have time tomorrow. And also, I hope I'm right with this, but happy belated birthday. And I think it was yesterday. So happy belated birthday to Dave there. Did you hear anything from Curri about the app freezing up on the notes section when you arrive at the yeah. So we were talking about that a little earlier. So let me see if I have the screenshot for that. Are you talking about this? This freezing up? I'm going to be using that in an example in a second. So I just wanted to see if that's exactly what you're talking about. Oh my gosh, we're losing time here a little bit. So, okay. Let's see. Let me move along here. Thanks. I feel easier about that. My concern is if I have an Amazon in the morning and I only had 100 to 200 left on the tank, but get offered a 400, 100 to 200 left on the tank. Oh, yeah. Again, dude, yes, you're fine. On a long haul, dude, you can stop for food. I mean, really, like, again, don't abuse it. Don't go stay with your cousin because it's in between A and B. But you can, you can do what you need to do. Yeah, I think that's a different feature. Like the feature that I have is active for very few people. Or maybe it's what he was showing to you, but it's not active for many. Yeah. Happy belated again. I haven't been deactivated because I unassign a order by myself. I always unassigned by yeah, you're not going to want that anymore. You do that from now on, you're going to get dinged for it because they're not stupid. They realized what was going on. They realized that people were like, well, why would I self unassign then? I'll just let them time me out and reassign it, which means if you self assign, it's bad enough and you won't get deactivated. You'll get a strike. However, if you self unassign, you'll only get a strike. That allows them to quickly find a driver to hopefully get to that still 7 a.m. pickup. If you're just like, you know what, I don't want it, I'm not going to go do it. Now they're going to really ding you on that one. That one they are going to hit you on because if you're thinking, I just won't self unassign, that means that they think that you're going to stick with the order and they won't reassign it for longer when, again, we've already been through this. These need to happen as quickly as possible. No, well, that's one of the things, but there's more to it. Oh, okay. No, I think I know what was happening, and a lot of people were doing that, so don't feel weird, Chris. Nobody's no bad, but okay, so I'm gonna let me see. Let's run through. Man, I'm running out of time. Um, hmm. Okay, let me do this, and I want to play you guys a quick, like, little 3-minute video because something funny happened, and then whatever we didn't get to because I have a lot of orders to show, but I'll push some to next week. But here's what I do want to show you. I want to take you through the flow because I actually talked to some people who don't start their trips properly. So you accept one the night before, right? You the next morning you get up, you probably have a text saying, you have an order tomorrow, don't forget. You get a reminder that night, and then the next morning, you get up. When you get in the car, first thing say, I'm on my way. And it says, and it's a purple thing, it says, please confirm that you are on your way. So it's so proceed to pickup. So when you're starting in the morning, it'll say, you know, proceed to pickup. This is when you go to your deliveries. And you hit start. I confirm and accept this gig. Some people just hit start, and before this comes up, they move to their mapping and they already have it programmed in. Not good. You guys need to hit this. I confirm and accept the gig. Sometimes it takes a second to come up. Now, one thing about if you do pick up a late order, somebody didn't pick up a 7 a.m. scheduled and it's now reassigned to 8 and you want to take it. I asked Jesse if this works. He said that would work fine and it would be a way for you to not get dinged on your driver score, and if you do, to have it fixed immediately. So if you look here, you know, there's an order. There it is delivered. Those are the pictures on both ends. Now, when I pick it up or drop it off, there's this. And I circled the top too, because that was an issue the other day, and I had to move another delivery driver's paint inside. It was a Curri driver who had dropped it outside of the garage and left it outside. I think that's pretty bold. I think that's pretty clear. Do not leave paint outside. I've told you guys, but I want to be really hitting on that. But what you can do is, so like this was for the pickup. If you see, that's supposed to be no one to sign. A lot of times when you show up at pre-builds, the construction crews, the foreman, nobody will be there. And even if there are like some roofers there and stuff, a lot of times they don't speak English or whatnot, or even if they do, they're not going to want to sign something. They just won't. So unless you, like with construction, unless you have it, I've always put in no one to sign, and then I just sign my name. And then if they have a question, they can call me. I asked him if you put in no one to sign, does that work? Or same thing for when you're picking up a scheduled delivery that somebody else didn't pick up. Can you, I asked him, can you put in when you arrive at the location, can you put in the driver notes, hey, I got this order and I came straight to it. I was not late for this delivery. I said, can you do that? Would it matter at all? He said, if you did that before, he goes, I didn't think of it, but if you did that before, yes, because there'd be record of you saying I wasn't late and it would be a quick adjustment. So I'm going to save the images. I want to play, I think this is a 2.5 minute video. It's a clip I took from yesterday, and I want you guys to listen really good, because Tony, the Driven Dad, and some other people down at Parker Sherman-Williams have the owner Brian, or the manager Brian. They're going to be doing between $300,000 and $400,000 of business with Curri this year alone from that one location. And it's kind of said in here, but when I walked in yesterday, because of Tony and because of a couple other people had raised an eyebrow to the guy Brian, but because of Tony, who mentioned it even a little more, and it's not a bad thing, it's good. I walked in, he's like, Rideshare Rodeo. And I've known the guy since the place opened. I was like, how the hell do you know that? Because he used to call me Curri, then he called me Steve. And then he's like, Rideshare Rodeo. And I was like, all right, man, how do you know that? And he's like, oh, somebody told me. And I also knew you did something with the audio podcast, because I had another guy tell me, and I was telling him about a guy that told me he had seen me down there before and was emailing me, but had questions. I was like, dude, just ask me when you see me. You don't have to just email me if we're in the same market. But then we got into talking a little bit, and you guys got to listen. The video's not anything crazy here. It's about I think it's 3 minutes. We'll watch it. I'll come back. It's worth listening to, because he kind of disses on let's say yes, like I did. It was about, it was more people than not would have taken it, but a good handful were like, nah. Okay. I mean, from what I know, all the apps are suffering pretty bad. But so we'll go through. I've got 5 roadies here. We're going to go through them real quick. You guys just, you're going to have to be quick about it. Put in if you take them or not. It's just for fun. So here's a roadie. Oh gosh, I'm going to squint. Have 3 items. So you're going to be taking 3 tires. How far are you going? You're going 10 miles for $12. Seriously? Oh, wait, I shouldn't have given it away that way. Would you guys do this? Here is 12 deliveries from Best Buy. Wow. Awesome. That sounds sweet. Sign me up. 75 miles. It should take you 3.5 hours. So count on about 4. Now you're not getting any more money out of it. Chris, if you notice on this, you see toll parking reimbursed. That means in that pay, you're already reimbursed. So it's pathetic. But they're saying $67 to make 12 Best Buy deliveries over a 3.5 hour period. I make that on one Curri in a 40-minute period. That's a joke. What is this one? 4 tires, 7 miles, going to take you about a half hour, and they're going to pay you $9.79. Isn't that nice? So nice of them. Let's look at this one. What is this? Oh, this is 4 tires as well. 6 miles, 27 minutes. They're going to pay you $10. Wow. What's this one? This one looks awesome. This one is Walmart. So 3 deliveries from Walmart. It's going to take you, how many miles is it? 31. And they're saying an hour 22. We know to always add a little on that. So an hour and a half. Gas. Your tolls are included in that if you're using toll. And they're going to pay you $22 for an hour and a half, hour 40 work, and you have to pay for gas and all your expenses. So I don't know. After that, what are you making? About $7 an hour? $6 an hour? I don't know, guys. To me, somebody should just burn Rody to the ground. They suck. And Bud Soda, I know you do okay with them from time to time. And next week, I will show your order, Bud Soda, but I cannot pull it up right now. I can't do things on the fly. But yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, that's what I see on Curri all the time. The only other thing that I do see are the deliveries. And even since CVS dropped, I got to tell you guys, the deliveries are, I mean, what do they pay? I usually see $7.95 to $9.95, and they're short. They're a mile or 4 or whatever. But it's like, I'm not going to do prescription deliveries for $7. I mean, I guess for me, here's the way I look at it. I'm out there working. And yes, I have the ability to multi-app, but I know which apps to try and focus on. And sometimes it might be worth passing on, in my market, on passing on something like, I could take that and just wait a second and then get a banger from Curri again, or another app. But I'm pointing out, to me, I'm not going to do these. Even like the best things that I see on Rody are $7.95 or prescription deliveries. I'm not going to do that. That sucks. It's crap pay. At least for the cost of living here in Denver. That's not something I can afford to do. That's a waste of my time. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Tony. I really like anything less than $20 really just doesn't grab my attention. I'm just like, whatever. And I mean, at that point, I'm not even really looking at the miles because it's still the commitment. It's still like, well, even if it's going to take me 15, 20 minutes, I got to do this. I got to go to this restaurant. There could be an issue. I got to do this. I got to do that. Your time, your driving, your gas, the risk of an accident, all the factors going through your head. If you're trying to pay me less than $20, you're not really getting my attention. So, in the Bud Soda case, like if he took a good offer and then he saw 2 other things that he can stack without them being late and without him having to drive crazy or anything like that and stay in legal boundaries, I get that. But again, I'll say don't stack Curris and don't stack other last mile apps either. So next week, we're going to talk long haul. I'll start with it. It's probably going to take me about 15 minutes to go through that story, and it'll depend on how many questions you guys have. And then I'll have all the ones I preloaded in here, but I'll also have a ton of every Curri order I see that I can next week. I'm going to grab a screenshot of whether I take it or not. And we're going to play a game of would you take this or not? And then I'll explain from my market perspective why I would or would not take it. Maybe I'll even have Tony on the show if he's available. Even if he's in his car, like, because I'll let all you guys answer, then I can ask Tony, would you take this? Because him and I are in the same market, and he's kind of new to Curri. So I'll say, would you take this? And that way you guys will know, because he'll be doing the same thing as me. He definitely is a veteran gig worker, so he knows the areas and how long things would take. So he'd be like, maybe. And then I'll tell you why I would or wouldn't. So I'm going to try and help you guys, and maybe that'll help give some perspective too. But even if he can't, you guys will still get it. I've got it planned out to do it correctly. We've gone 10 minutes over, and we got to give the love to I was going to say Show Me the Money Club, but it's Money Hungry. To Money Hungry on the Rideshare Guide. Go give Chris and Zach some love. We'll be back here next week. We're going to talk long haul, and we're going to talk a ton of Curri orders. In fact, anybody who wants to, like Bud Soda mailed me, he kept wanting me to show a roadie offer. Don't bombard me with 1,000 or anything. But if you want to send me 5 or 10, any last mile apps, freight, drop off, dispatch, Curri, Bungee, roadie, whatever. If you want to send me 5 in an email to steve@ridesharerodeo.com, please do, because I will show them next week, and we'll talk about your market too. So thank you guys. And even if you got to go do something, go over and give that video a like. With that said, we are out of here. Have a great evening. And in an hour and 45 minutes, I'm live again with Welty and with the Driven Dad. Or I'm sorry, with Welty and with Tremaine. So you guys join us. Watch for it. It's going to be interesting. Peace, y'all.